Some Sonic games are famous, some are infamous, and some feel like they escaped from an alternative universe where Sega just did whatever they wanted. And today, we're talking about one of the strangest, most experimental, most colorful, most Sega in the 90s games ever created. A game that dared to ask, what if platforming, but with physics and friendship and a giant elastic ring? It's weird, it's ambitious, it's flawed, it's charming, and it's one of the most unique Sonic spin-offs ever made. I'm the optimistic Sonic fan, and I like Knuckles' Chaotix. To understand Knuckles' Chaotix, you have to understand the era it came from. The era of the Sega 32X. The 32X was Sega's attempt to extend the Genesis lifespan with a hardware add-on. It was powerful on paper, but short-lived in reality. And in the middle of this chaotic hardware transition, Sega greenlit a Sonic spin-off that would take advantage of the 32X's color palette, scaling effects, and sprite capabilities. Originally, the game wasn't even a Knuckles title. It began as Sonic Crackers, a prototype starring Sonic and Tails tethered together. The concept evolved into a full game. Sonic and Tails were removed. Knuckles became the lead. A brand new team, the Chaotix, was introduced. It's a relic of a strange moment in Sega history, and that's exactly why it's so fascinating. The story of Knuckles' Chaotix is simple. But what makes it special is the cast, because this game marks the first ever appearance of the Chaotix team, and that alone makes it a landmark moment in Sonic history. Knuckles is guarding the Carnival Island, a mysterious amusement park-like location powered by the Chaos Rings. But Dr. Robotnik and Metal Sonic arrive to steal the rings and take control of the island. When Knuckles investigates, he discovers several heroes trapped inside the island's strange combat catcher system, literally suspended in glowing rings like prizes in a claw machine. And this is where the magic happens. Espio the Chameleon. Cool, serious, stealthy, the ninja of the group. This is his first real personality showcase. Vector the Crocodile. Loud, confident, musical. The the future head of the Chaotix detective agency. His swagger starts here. Charmy B, tiny, hyper, chaotic, the team's unpredictable spark plug. This is the origin of his energetic little brother vibe. Mighty the Armadillo, Sonic's old friend from Sega Sonic Arcade, returning with a calmer, grounded personality. This is his second and final major appearance. Knuckles frees them one by one, and together they form the Chaotix, a team that would go on to appear in Sonic Heroes, Sonic X, Sonic Generations, IDW Comics, and countless fan projects. This game didn't just introduce characters, it introduced a whole new brand of the Sonic family tree. And that's why the story, simple as it is, still matters. Now let's talk about gameplay. Because Knuckles' Chaotix is one of the most experimental Sonic games ever made, and the 32X hardware is a huge part of why it feels the way it does. The tether mechanic. The entire game revolves around the combi ring, a giant elastic band that connects your character to your partner. This creates rubber band physics, slingshot momentum, cooperative platforming, constant push and pull movement. It's wild. It's unpredictable. It's the kind of mechanic that could only come from Sega experimenting on new hardware. The 32X's expanded sprite scaling allowed the ring to stretch, snap, and wobble in ways the Genesis couldn't handle. The partner system. You choose one character to control and one partner to tether to. Each partner changes. Weight, speed, momentum, strategy. Charmy can fly, making the game easier. Vector can power through enemies. Espio can climb walls. Mighty has strong jumps. Knuckles glides. The 32X's color depth makes each character pop with a vibrant detail. Carnival Island. Each zone has 5 acts, but the acts are chosen through the Combi Catcher Hub, a literal claw machine. This gives the game a strange arcade-like structure that feels very 32X experimental. Day-night cycle. The 32X allowed for real-time palette shifting, so levels change dependent on the time of day. Platforms move differently, enemies behave differently, backgrounds shift dramatically. It's one of the earliest samples of dynamic lighting in a Sonic game. Special stages. The special stages use Pseudo 3D scaling to create a tunnel running experience that looks surprisingly smooth for the hardware. They're fast, colorful, and easily one of the highlights of the game. It's messy, it's ambitious, it's experimental, and it's exactly the kind of gameplay you'd expect from a console Sega was trying to desperately to justify. Knuckles' Chaotix may not have the most complicated story in the Sonic franchise, but when you look closely, there is actually a surprising amount going on beneath the surface, especially for a 32X title. The mysterious Carnival Island. The story begins on Carnival Island, a strange, beautiful amusement park-like place powered by the Chaos Rings. These rings aren't just collectibles, they're the literal energy source of the island. They keep everything running, glowing, and alive. Knuckles is acting as the island's guardian, watching over the Chaos Rings and making sure nothing goes wrong. But of course, something goes wrong. Dr. Robotnik arrives with a plan to steal the Chaos Rings and use their power to control the island. He's not blowing things up this time. He's quietly taking over the island system, turning the place into his own twisted amusement park. And honestly, that's kind of cool. It's a different kind of threat. More subtle, more mechanical, more atmospheric. When Knuckles investigates, he finds something strange. Several heroes trapped inside glowing rings suspended in the air, like prizes in a claw machine. This is the Combi Catcher, a bizarre fusion of technology and magic that Robotnik is using to imprison anyone who gets in his way. This is where the Chaotix come in. Knuckles frees them one by one, and each character brings their own personality and abilities to the team. Espio, Vector, Charmy, and Mighty aren't just random characters. They're the first real team in Sonic history. Before Team Sonic, before Team Dark, before Team Rose, there was the Chaotix. And the story shows them coming together naturally. They're not forced into a group. They choose to help Knuckles because they believe in protecting the island, and because Robotnik's plan threatens everyone. The Chaotix travel through Carnival Island zones, each one representing a different part of the island's power grid. Every time they clear a stage, they're restoring energy, freeing machinery, and pushing back Robotnik's influence. It's simple, but it works, especially when you remember this was a 32X game trying to push boundaries. And then there's Metal Sonic. Robotnik uses the Chaos Rings to transform him into Metal Sonic Kai, a massive, monstrous version of Sonic's robotic rival. This is the emotional climax of the story, the moment where the Chaotix realize just how far Robotnik is willing to go, and it's the moment where Knuckles steps up as a true leader. After defeating Metal Sonic Kai, the team restores the Chaos Rings and brings the Carnival Island back to life. The lights return, the music returns, the island becomes what it was always meant to be, a place of joy, color, and energy. And the Chaotix? They walk away as heroes, a team forged in one of the strangest, most experimental Sonic games ever made. It's simple, sure, but it's charming, it's colorful, it's full of personality, and it introduced characters who will go on to become fan favorites for decades. Knuckles' Chaotix isn't just a weird 32X spin-off, it's the origin story of one of Sonic's most iconic teams. Now, what does the game do so well? Well, it has gorgeous visuals. The 32X's expanded color palette makes this one of the most vibrant Sonic games ever made. The incredible soundtrack. Chaotix has one of the most underrated soundtracks in the franchise. Funky, jazzy, energetic, and full of personality. 3. The unique physics. The tether system is weird, but it's also fun once you get the hang of it. 4. The Chaotix team. This game gave us Espio, Vector, Charmy, and Mighty as a group. Their personalities shine through even in simple animation. 5. Carnival Island vibes. The whole game feels like a surreal amusement park, colorful, strange, and full of charm. Knuckles' Chaotix may not be the most polished Sonic game ever made, but its legacy? Oh, that's huge. a showcase of Sega's wild creativity. The tether mechanic, the day-night cycle, the partner system, the visuals. This game is a time capsule of Sega's fearless creativity. The birth of the Chaotix team. Without this game, we wouldn't have Vector's Detective Agency, SBO's Ninja Persona, Charmy's Chaotic Energy, Mighty's cult favorite status. This game shaped characters who still matter today. A physics experiment that still inspires fans. No other Sonic game has tried anything like the combi ring since. It's weird, but it's unforgettable. And it's a cult classic that deserves a comeback. Fans still want a remaster, a remake, a modern port. It's the kind of game that gets more interesting the more you revisit it. And it's a reminder of what Sonic can be. Knuckles' Chaotix is a reminder that Sonic games can be experimental, colorful, physics-driven, widely creative, and honestly, I love it for that. Hey, who turned on the lights? Alright, even I can't like everything. And in Knuckles' Chaotix, there is one thing I need to be honest about. The two-person tether system, yeah, it's something. The idea behind the combi ring is clever, it's ambitious, it's experimental. It lets you slingshot your partner, build momentum, and pull off moves you can't do in any other Sonic game, but visually, it looks kinda awkward. Like, really awkward. Sometimes you're gracefully swinging your partner forward. Other times it looks like two characters desperately trying to escape a bungee cord commercial gone wrong. The physics are impressive for the 32X, but the animations don't always keep up. Characters stretch, snap, jitter, and rubber band in the way makes the gameplay feel more like a chaotic tug of war than a smooth platformer. It has its benefits. It's unique, it's creative, and it gives the game its identity. But aesthetics, yeah, that's not where this mechanic shines. Still, even when it looks awkward, you can't deny it's memorable. And honestly, I'd rather have a weird idea that tries something new than a safe idea that's just been done to death. There, I said it. Now leave me alone! Knuckles' Chaotix is one of those Sonic games that reminds me why I love this franchise so much. It's weird, it's bold, it's colorful, it's experimental. It's the kind of game that takes risks, even if those risks don't always pay off. It introduced a whole new team of characters who would go on to become fan favorites. It pushed physics in directions no Sonic game had ever tried before. It showed off what the 32X could do, even if the world wasn't exactly lining up to buy one. And yeah, the tether system can look awkward. Yeah, the pacing can be strange. Yeah, the game feels like a beautiful, chaotic experiment. But honestly, that's what makes it special. Knuckles' Chaotix is a reminder that Sonic games don't have to follow a formula. They can be wild, they can be creative, they can be ambitious, they can be strange, and sometimes they can be all of those things at once. So, even if it's not perfect, even if it's not polished, even if it's not the most famous Sonic game out there, it's still a game with heart. A game with personality, a game that dared to be different. I'm the Optimistic Sonic fan, and I'll see you next time.